Here's the Pepsi batting order for the Padres. Kilvio, he's the igniter at the top of the order at second base. Tony Gwyn, a great veteran. It's hard to believe now, 38 years old in right. Greg Vaughn, a 50 home run man. He got number 50, the final game of the year in Phoenix, and quite a jump this year. Ken Caminiti, the former Astros, at third base hitting cleanup. Jim Leyritz at first in place of Wally Joyner. Steve Findlay, another former Astro, in center field. Carlos Hernandez, the catcher, hitting seventh. Chris Gomez, one of the hottest hitters for the Padres down the stretch, which is not necessarily saying a lot for him. And Kevin Brown is the pitcher, batting ninth. The Padres just did his overall numbers, but as was the Mariners' lament, most of the positive numbers for him occurred after he was traded here.
Well, he's 10-1 with the Astros here in the Astrodome.
And Noveros finished the year 267 with a 373 on base average, and it is ball one.
I talked.
And that is his slider for strike two.
So they're just going to try to find a pitch they can hit.
That's a fierce guy. Joe is my candidate for manager of the year in the National League, Larry Dierker. I mean, this was a club had a lot of adversity before the season ever started. Craig Biggio, ball one. Gwyn is not one of those left-handed hitters who does not want to be in there against Randy Johnson, which might make you say, wow, this guy is quite a stand-up guy, or it might make you say, this guy's nuts. Well, but he looks forward to the challenge. I mean, he's one of the greatest hitters of his time. 16th consecutive year this year, hitting over 300. And he relishes the opportunity to go up against Randy Johnson. On the inside corner. And Johnson quickly ahead of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He was 0 for 4 against Johnson in the game that Johnson pitched a 2-0 shutout. There you see the consecutive 300 seasons.
That is strike 3 called. And he men finished with more than 20 homers. A check swing for ball one. He hit almost a third of the team's total of home runs for the year. Slider in for a 2-down, nobody out. Did he swing? Yes, hit him. 1 and 2. Fastball, got him looking.
Evan does basically what Randy Johnson does without striking out a lot of people. He throws everything hard. Good sinking fastball, hard slider. He will throw an occasional changeup, but very rarely will he try to get a hitter out with a changeup.
.38. Biggio. And it goes to 2-0. Biggio had another outstanding year, an MVP-like season himself. 325 average, over 400 with his on-base average. 20 homers, 51 doubles, and 50 steals. I mean, name a category. This guy did it big time. Really better for Kevin Brown. This is straight 3 and 2. And Biggio. And there's a sinker. Back to the tougher than ever. And perhaps is why the strikeout total is so high. Here's Bill Spires. Strike, and it's hurt. Double play ball to second. Barris, second one. Gomez back to first. Double play.
Brown is more of a normal pitcher, and you can see the ball pretty quickly. Kevin.
Pitcher looks just like it.
That amazes me that they can handle him at all like that one there.
Got him looking. Strike 3 call. So the tone has been set. 2 great pitchers, no score. Got him looking. That is number 9 for Brown in 5 innings. Randy Johnson. Classic matchup. The great dominant pitcher and the great hitter. Tony Gwyn, 16 consecutive years over 300. Perennial batting champion. Just off the outside.
That was strike 3 in the first inning. That's why Randy kind of took a pause there. He said that was a strike the first time up.
Strike 2. It's a matter of inches, Joe. First one was like 3 inches further out. 1 and 2. The slider. Look at that! Off the glove of Bill Spires and down the left field line. Gwyn's going to test it. A loose throw is over the head of Biggio. Backed up by Bagwell.
That's Tony Gwyn at his best right there. I mean, I don't know how a left-hander can hit this pitch and hit it that hard down the left field line. and then he hustles into a double, but he's hurting at second base. I mean, his Achilles tendon is still bothering him. He hustles it into a double, but he's
the RBI leader for the Padres. Fastball on the inside. The sluggers. That was drilled foul. He got the slack. Beautiful pickup by Spires. One hop. Gwyn held it second.
Good hustle.
This year, plagued with injuries. Broken back, bloop. Biggio. It is a base hit. And the bases are loaded. Gwyn had to hold up to make sure that it wasn't caught. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out. The Layritz.
Times Nolan Ryan had the bases loaded with no one out and struck out the side.
Popped up. High and foul. That's a high drive. Deep into left center field. Everett back on the warning track. Gwyn will score. And everybody else moves up to throw. Safe at second. And 13 strikeouts. 12 was already a division series record. John Smoltz had 11 in a game last year in the National League.
John, you mentioned he hit his 50 home runs this year. He hit his 50th home run on his last at-bat of the season.
Sunday night.
The regular season.
In Phoenix. He really, they thought, was struggling to do it. That ball is belted high and deep, but Alou is back looking up. This one is gone. And now he has done it in the division series. 2-0 San Diego. So the 50 home run man has gone deep, and that's what they were hoping for. They thought he had gotten out of his game, trying so hard to hit that 50th. And they were hopeful that he would get back into his normal swing. Well, look at this. He's got 3 hits in the game against Randy Johnson, and he's given it to Sammy Sosa. Back in 1993, Padres fans were enraged when the Padres held a fire sale, getting rid of all of their high-priced talent, including Gary Sheffield to the Florida Marlins. But now it doesn't look so bad, at least that trade, because one of the men they got in return for Sheffield is this man, Trevor Hoffman, who has become the best closer in the game. 53 saves in 54 chances this year. And he is the primary reason why it's been more than 2 years since the Padres last lost the game that they led after 8 innings.
Well, you can see the Astros fans are getting into it. They want their hometown Astros to give it one last shot.
Bill Spires leads off. Then Bell and Bagwell. He throws pretty hard, but he's 1-1. Trying to bunt. 3 in the game. So if you try. That's a fair ball. Past the bag at third and down the left field line. A double. High pop-up. Ruben Rivera. And then one pitch, Bell is gone. He is top, and that passes his big numbers. Wow. In the division series, he's 0 for 3 today.
That's the splitter.
This against the Astros. Spires at second. Struck him out. The slide. Astros in game 1. San Diego ahead 2. Carl Everett would be next. Caminetti. And he throws it wildly. Here comes Spires. Scoring.
You know, Alou was the tying run. And with
Buck. Alou running. High in the air to center. Finley's waiting for it. The ball game is over. So the Astros make some noise in the 9th inning, signifying nothing as it turns out.